Hello, today we are solving October 2025 Unit 1 IAL paper question number 2. Okay, and the question we are trying to solve here is part D. In the earlier part we had prepared, trial balance we had prepared in insurance account, rent receivable account, trial balance, and there were journal entries to show correction of errors, using the suspense account. Now we have to answer part D. State 3 types of errors which will not be revealed by the trial balance. What type of errors will not be revealed by the trial balance? Three types of errors we can say. One is the omission, and then other one is a commission principle. We can state others also, like compensating, reversal, original entry errors. These are the different type of errors where the trial balance will not, the errors will not be revealed by the trial balance. So omission is the transaction is not at all recorded, so no double entry, so it will not be revealed. Commission error, why it is not going to be revealed? Because the transaction is recorded but incorrectly, some wrong account. In both the places double entry would have gone wrong. So wrong amount on the wrong account, so it will not reveal. And then you have the principal error, which is the basic error violated, like capital versus revenue confusion. So there also the trial balance will not reveal the errors. Original entry, reversal errors, all this also will not be revealed. So these are the three types of errors which will not be revealed by the trial balance. Then explain the meaning of the following accounting concepts and conventions. So here we can see that first one is a money measurement. So only the information of the transaction that can be expressed in terms of money can be recorded in the accounting records. For example, skill of employee, it cannot be recorded in the accounting books and it can't have a monetary value. Then realization. The realization concept states that the profit is recognized only when actual transaction happens and not when promised. So a buyer or a supplier promises to deliver to the business but has not happened, you should not record it. Only when the actual transaction happens of the sales, example, sales or purchases happens, then you will record it. Then going concern concept, it is assumed that the business will operate for an indefinite period, means forever it will operate, and that there is no intention to close down the business. So for the same reasons, we will record the assets at the cost and not at their market value or the sale value. Will not change it immediately. We'll keep the asset cost at the cost at which it was purchased. We also will depreciate it over a useful period of time. All these things followed are due to the going concern concept. Then state 3 advantages of using information and communication technology. What is the use of ICT in accounting? It will ensure speed of entry and it will have the accuracy of books, because less errors will happen. Mathematical accuracy, mathematical, if you say arithmetic, arithmetic accuracy, arithmetic accuracy or mathematical accuracy, then I am with less errors. And then you have the spaced storage reduction, because the computer will store all the data. So the computer is going to store the data, so it is storage space reduction. So you will have very speed of entry, speed of calculations, speed of entry, speed of calculations, calculations, automatic calculations, and arithmetic accuracy of books. Whatever is the arithmetic accuracy of the books that is going to happen. Then you have the storage space reduction. So you will have arithmetic calculations which is correct, which is easy and with less errors, and storage space reduction. So that is what is the importance of ICT in accounting. Then the next question is, Amos is considering expanding his business, which will require a substantial financial investment. To finance the expansion, Amos is considering offering a partnership to Bhutto, who will bring the necessary finance into the business. Evaluate offering Bhutto a partnership. So what are the points in favor of the partnership? A new capital for the business will come into picture once you get a partner. He will bring in some capital. It can be in the form of assets or cash. He is going to bring in some new capital which will improve the Amos's liquidity position and investment operations. Management of the business and the risk will be shared, right, between the partners. So he will reduce his burden. He will give some of his jobs to his partner. Then new ideas will be introduced which may improve the business's fortunes. So any new skills or the ideas which the partner owns, he will start sharing with this person, Bhutto. Then management can continue during periods of holiday or sickness. So burden is reduced. Now what are the points against the partnership? But the profit will have to be shared, okay, with the new partner. It will be no more whole of the profit. It will be like 1/3 and 2/3. Like partners will have to share the profit. Partners will have an equal say, so disagreements can cause difficulties in the management. So you can have some personal disagreement on certain decisions and it can delay any progress in the business. Then risk of personal liability. Suppose a partner takes a loan and he doesn't settle it, then there will be risk of liability. In conclusion, it is better to have partnership as the business grows because it is one of the methods to get capital into the business and reduce the burden. Okay, so you give a valid rational conclusion. You can also give others say in conclusion it is not better to have a partnership in business. Okay, so